Well, hello and good evening. Quickly becoming your favourite night of the week. We're back here for MRC, Monday Race Club. This is round 3. As you can see, we are live from Zandvoort. Just chucking in the coverage link now. That was the reason for my radio silence, as I was just getting everything sorted. I'm just going to pop that in the Tier 2 official comms. That is in there now. If you'd rather not wait for me to chuck that in every time, I do urge you to subscribe to the channel. Of course, we have our own channel now. It's not done on mine, it's done on our own one, so all the races are in one place, and of course you'll get a notification when we go live. I'm here again with Bit W, Carl Edens, whatever you want to call him. He was here last week. Judging by the comments, you guys enjoyed it, so he wanted to hop back in. Here he is. How you doing, Carl?
I'm doing all right. Hopefully we don't have any technical hiccups this week.
Well, I haven't seen anybody say Booth B is going to win. Well, let's have a look. We're looking at Emiliano at the moment on an outlap. On a flyer. He's just finishing it up now. I believe he's going to be the first of our drivers here this evening to set a time. No, he's not. Vans Racing gets there just ahead of him with a 1:11.9. Emiliano goes a second quicker. That's not a bad start. I don't see anybody coming up to say that they can't hear you, so I'd imagine
Fabian's put in the "can hear me loud and clear," so we've got a good start this week.
Look at that! Look at that! We didn't stall on the grid or anything like that this week. We are away and it's smooth, and I can see people are starting to tune in. 18 minutes for this qualifying session. We've got just over 14 of them left. Drivers going on their first runs at the moment. And let's try and get to somebody who's just about to go on a lap. I think Logan has finished. We've got some new people in as well.
Yeah, I can see a few names I don't recognise, so...
Always interesting. Fox River 8, just about to finish a lap. He's been very quick and very consistent this year. Probably a little too quick in some leagues. I suppose that makes up for the fact that we...
Oh, Boothie's just been disqualified for going the wrong way.
Well, that is definitely a new one. So, well, DAC convertibles
unless he probably spun it and was trying to turn the car around, because the game is known to do that.
It is a bit trigger happy, isn't it? You could literally be spinning it round, and then it would just decide, nope, I don't like you anymore, you're out.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to correct the car and point it the right direction when you got cars coming the other way. It does tend to be a good representation of the FIA these days. Very, very trigger happy.
Of course, last week Fox River 8 did win in Tier 2, but we didn't actually catch
no idea.
We didn't catch any of it. There was some weird odd timing glitch.
Da Convertible said last to first challenge for him, referencing to Boothie.
Well, he said that he was going to win, and now he's quickly changed his predictions, so last to first challenge for him. Well, I mean, I'm sure that's not what you wanted to start off the evening, but either way, yes, he will start from the back, and we will see what progress he can make. BGR has now just retired from the session as well. We're following Stube round. Looking nice and smooth there in the Aston Martin. Had to get sweep right over to the left there to avoid that Alfa Romeo. Best course of action, and coming through the final section now, up to the penultimate corner before the banking. Really tricky corner, this one. If you get any... Ooh, very, very wide there. I'd imagine that's a lap deleted.
Retired now.
And maybe a sign of things to come. We've got a Mercedes there, spun around, hitting the wall. Stube goes to the 112. There was quite a lot of distractions going on in that lap. Of course, this being one of the shortest tracks on this calendar.
Would you say it's roughly about the same length as
Stube goes flying?
Stube, yeah, I think he locked up and just carried on.
Well, luckily for him, he's going to be able to come back in, so he's not going to have retired. But either way, it's very...
But he doesn't want to really...
overexert himself on this in-lap, does he? No.
He doesn't really want to push too hard, or else he'll... you lose your front wing, and you lose so much downforce. It practically near enough makes the car undrivable.
And then, of course, it does also affect tyre wear as well, because you're more prone to locking up and everything like that. And as a 50% race, you do want to save as many tyres as you potentially can. And the tyres you do use, you don't want that much wear on them. Shadow Cobra, our championship leader for Tier 2, is currently on the provisional pole as we see Smith going round there at the penultimate corner, got on the curb on the exit, and that just threw him round. I mean, that was quite predictable, probably. It's the inside curve that does it for you on that penultimate corner. You touch that inside curve.
Stube's retired.
Stube's retired as well now.
If he just retired from the session or he binned it.
Crashed on the way round. He might be able to let us know as we are just going to follow him around. He's the last of our drivers other than Smith to set a lap time. He hasn't set one just yet.
I'm currently keeping an eye on Grimo as he's making his way round.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no. So he's one of three that have set a lap time. But that inside curb at the penultimate corner, just to take it back there. You're doing so much to avoid that inside curb, because as soon as you get the inside front on it, you're going round. But then if you give it too much leeway, you're then going wide and you're going round anyway. So it's a very, very tricky corner to get right. And of course, it's all about extending that speed down the straight, because it's a pretty short straight. So a lot for these guys to think about, and we're only in qualifying. We're expecting lots of safety cars here, lots of action, lots of incidents. There we go. You see there, he had to kind of pull. That was Herman, excuse me. He had to kind of pull out of the corner there as he got into the inside, and he's not going to finish that lap off. Smith 96 has gone out again. Let's head towards the front. It's an Alpine front row at the moment. Emiliano only a tenth off his teammate. We'll see if this is quicker. It's a tenth slower, so he's not going to improve there. Fox River 8, as this one will be an in-lap most definitely, because he's almost 3/4 of a second slower in that middle sector. So I'd imagine, unless he might be going for another push. I think he is. Yes, he is. Hop on board with Fox River 8 here to take us through the lap. First corner break just before that 50-metre board. Swing around into Tarzan. Car wants to pull wide, especially here. Don't get on that curb on the outside. Quick left, then a right. Avoid the inside curb there, most definitely. This corner is probably the hardest one on the track. Trying not to lock the brakes up as the track falls away from you. Very easy to do. This is a straight, but in the wet, they're very much two corners. And then this one, nice flowing right hander, really, really quick. Again, avoid that curb on the left hand side because it juts out, and that'll throw you off. Inside curb there, avoid. This one here, you can take a bit of speed into there as well. And this corner, I love this corner, because if you hook this one up...
We just had an Alpine spin it. Sorry to butt in, we just had an Alpine just spin it out the final section. You know, you're saying about the inside spins you around, and if you go too wide, you end up spinning anyway. That exactly happened.
I'm going to be looking for as much action there as possible throughout the race, because that is going to be a real...
I think from what I've learnt with this track is this is one of the tracks where you do not want to touch the curbs at all. That's just my preference.
It is, because I don't know if it's just the nature of the track, as Fox River 8 did improve. There we go, inside curb at turn 3, and there you go, that's what I'm talking about. So you want to avoid that inside curb there. It just unsettles the rear of the car, and around you will go. I did that a few times in the practice race yesterday.
It's pretty much guaranteed. You hit that curb and it literally just automatically spins you. It's near enough guaranteed. Don't matter what you do, as soon as you hit that curb, it's gonna spin you regardless. It's like automatically gonna happen.
And getting the setup around here is so tricky, so tricky. Obviously they're harder anyway.
I'm using a setup that is similar to the Hungary setup that I had.
Well, that would make sense because this is quite a high downforce track, even though it is a short one. There's lots going on and lots of elevation.
Because like in Hungary, I'm doing 11-11 on the front and rear wing.
This is the only straight, and it's so short that there's really no need to have those sorts of wing levels. But thank you very much. You've told me your setup. Appreciate that.
That's all I'm saying.
This is why I got you on here, Carl. Not because I want your co-commentating skills. I just want to nick your setups, mate. Alex in the McLaren sticks his car on provisional pole by 0.6. I hopped on just before in around about here, sector 2. And he was a 10th down, so he managed to find 7/10 in that final sector. So the challenge is definitely on to see who else can pull out a lap time as quick as that. We've got just over 5 to go. I'm going to have a look and see who is on a quick lap. I think Scott83 is, because he is 0.003 of a second quicker. No, he's going to be coming in. No, he's not. No, he's taking.
Took the shortest line to the line there, but didn't quite come off.
Properly looked like he was going to come to the pits then. I was like, well, that's the wrong way, mate.
He must have tried to make the run to the line as short as possible.
That would make sense, of course. These guys are very quick. You've got to take every millisecond that you can. Seb Mail, I think, is going to start another lap now. I mean, he's 19 seconds slower on that one, so I don't think that's actually going to do anything. ERS is quite low as well, so whether or not he can get, to be honest, if I was Seb Mail, I would absolutely bin this lap off and just come in. Make sure you've got enough time to get round again. Got Lorpy, he's new, Smith, Single Track, Night Shadow and Mark Hodgson on outlaps at the moment, and we will switch to them as soon as one of those gets on a flyer. We'll find out who is first of those, and that is this man here, Mark Hodgson, in the Mercedes. Looking nice and smooth through Tarzan. Car doesn't look unsettled at all. Ooh, nice, no lockups. Very, very smooth there. You can tell, you can hear that short shift there. Trying to get on the power. It gets very edgy at the top of that crest, out of that hairpin. This corner is my favourite on the track, absolute favourite. You can carry so much speed through there. Mark didn't quite, does get a little bit on the curve, very brake. You want to avoid the outside there if you can. If as soon as you go on there, you brake, your car spinning round. Favourite corner on the track, this one. You hook it up, it just feels so good, and it's all about extending the speed down this straight, even though it's small. Again, every milliseconds down, quickly down into third. Now you can choose to go down to second or keep it in third here. Mark chooses to keep it in third, doesn't lose much time downshifting, but of course lower revs. Down to, see, I would have done that in fourth, but again it's controlling that wheel spin to get the launch out of here, and he's gone shortest route to the line again. And where will this put Mark? Into 7th place and inside the top 10. And I think that might be it for Mark. I don't know if he's going to get around again. Herman, look at that! Herman has come from absolutely nowhere to second place. And Grimo has just gone on a lap now. He's just started his. So just over 2 minutes to go. And oh, that was brave there on the outside. Avoid this inside curb, as I said. And then again, no lockups into here. Misses the apex a bit, but it is much better than locking your brakes and hitting that inside curb. And I think he might have backed out of this. Yes, he has. So Grimo's backed out of his lap. Let's find who else is on a fast lap. Night Shadow. Scott, there is Scott going out again. Vans Racing. Well, so he's on a flyer at the moment. Look at that. He's quarter of a second up on his time. Night Shadow's just retired. So we've got another retirement. Smith 96 as well is retired. I don't know.
I bet they're probably thinking that that's enough for them, and they're probably trying to save tyres. And I don't know what the hell happened there, but I was just watching Connor coming through, and there was a Alpha Tauri just sitting in the middle of the track.
That might be Night Shadow.
I have been quietly watching, and I would have to say that I think some people could choose better places to let people through. But then again, it's that you got that many corners, and there's not really much
Grimo's gone
runoff.
round at turn 1, and he's... Well, that is it for qualifying for Grimo, I'm sure to say.
Connor's just improved to 7th with a 1:11.1.
That's a good lap there from the Williams, so moves himself into that top 10. It's really difficult trying to filter traffic on this track. There's not very many optimal places to be able to do that.
And there's hardly any runoff as well, so you jeopardise dirtying your tyres up.
Absolutely. Scott has just started his final lap now. He's finishing his outlap there. There we go. So he avoids that inside curb, avoids the exit curb to avoid the fate of Grimo, and nice and smooth through there. Did a nice little V, got a little bit too squirrely on the power. He will lose a little bit of time down into here, but we will find out whereabouts his time. He's just up on his time there. So by and that's very wide, and that's the lap gone. I'll be surprised if he carries this on. For the moment though, it's still Alex on provisional pole, and very wide there from Scott, and that is his qualifying finish. I think. Oh, look at him. Just went on board there with single track as he got a little bit of a moment on the exit curb, and doesn't go wide where Scott did. Scott's up just ahead, so hopefully single track will get through that no problems. A little bit of a lock up there through that corner, and Scott keeps all the way to the left hand side. Coming up to the next sector, look at that, 0.3 up, so he's 3/10 up his single track. So where is this going to be able to put him? He should be able to break into the top 12 or 11 with this. I'm sure if he keeps those improvements all the way through the rest of this lap, it could potentially be even further. Keeps it wide, not interested about cutting to the inside of the track. Where is that going to put him? There we go, 11th place.
That's more like it from Martin, if I must say.
Qualifying wise, it's not. He's not been strong so far, but I'd imagine he would be happy with that.
I will say Martin seems to be a lot stronger in race pace than qualifying. I will say that.
Absolutely. Well,
I'm the same. I may not be as quick in qualifying, but put me in when it comes to me race pace, especially in tier 3. I'm up there with you lot.
Well, that is where the points are, of course, handed out. No points for qualifying, but it is Alex who will start from pole position for this one. Of course, remember last week he crashed out of the lead under safety car, so he...
Yeah, that was horrendous what happened to him, and quite unfortunate really.
And he's got his foot through the door of potentially redeeming himself with a win here today. Top 3 then. Alex is our pole man. Herman, what a lap to go second. Shadow Cobra, championship leader for tier 2, will start third. His teammate Emiliano in the other Alpine is 4th. Fox River 8 is 5th. Lawpool, Red Bull in 6th. Connor in the Williams 7th. Grimo 83 completes row 4. Vans Racing and Mark Hodgson are your top 10. I'm going to run through the grid when we get through to the race in just a second. I'll take a short water break in a minute. Yeah, I'm just going to go do that now.
Shadow Cobra could be an interesting one. We're starting on the mediums in 3rd.
Well, he will be our highest placed runner on the mediums. Of course, that is the optimum strategy. I'm expecting some safety cars here though tonight, Carl. I think there's going to be quite a few.
because we had quite a few last season. Mind you, it was we had a bit of rain as well, both in qualifying and in the race.
But with the curves being so much harder to navigate this year, and of course the traction control settings as well, and you know, everything like that.
There's so many things that you need to think about.
I mean, this track is absolutely littered with booby traps, so I don't even think it's going to take a bit of weather to.
It's one giant death trap. You put one little foot out of line, and that's it. You're kissing the barrier on the outside or the inside.
And of course, we've seen some of the drivers do that in qualifying. Alex came out on top. We've run through that top 10, so I'll just go through the second half of the grid. Just taking you through the top 10 now on their formation lap. Single track 74 will start just outside of the points. I think he's on a pair of mediums. So no, he's on a pair of hards. So he could.
That's going to be interesting.
That's going to be a very, very interesting strategy.
You've got Smith on hards and Womack on hards, BGR on hards and Boothie on hards as well.
And we saw the strategies. If you start on the hards, theoretically,
and Stube and Night Shadow, you've got quite a few towards the back on the hards.
So strategy-wise, we're going to have plenty of that to try and keep on top of. Scott 83 in that Mercedes will complete row 6. Smith 96, 13th. Womack in that Ferrari is 14th. Seb Mail, the second Red Bull, will start 15th. Stube in the second Aston Martin. I was very nearly about to say Mercedes. Is 16th. We've got the two Toro Rossos completing row 9, 17th and 18th. BGR in second Ferrari, and Boothby last the first challenge. Can he do it? We'll find out.
Just going back to when you almost said Mercedes. Look, it's not 2020 anymore; it's 2021. So,
but they literally look the same. They look the same.
They do. They do. I will admit that. And it's no longer the pink Mercedes; it's the green Mercedes.
It's the green Mercedes. It is, and because it's like the camera angle or something like that. You know, I'll look at it from afar, and it will sort of have that.
It's the tone of green that.
Literally that
messes with you. It's like it's a darkish green.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that is messing up. We'll just wait for this camera to come through. Look at that, we've got a really weird. There we go. So got the lights coming on now. 5 lights are on, and we will be away here for the Dutch Grand Prix. Again, same thing here with the glitches there. I think they're all going to get into turn 1 okay. There's a little bit of damage flying off there. No one spinning around or retiring. So I would say that first few corners is an unqualified success. Ooh, BGR going very, very wide into there. Trying to catch up with the leaders that have no idea where they are. There we are. Here we go. So it is Alex Herman. I think Emiliano has taken 3rd, you know. Shadow Cobra's lost a few places. Yeah, look, Fox River 8's got in between the 2 Alpines. And we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. So I'd imagine someone has gone around single track, losing out. Slips down to 13th. Very, very difficult track to overtake around here. So it's definitely about keeping it on the black stuff this afternoon.
Boothby already up to 14th.
Well, there you go. I mean, that convertible, do you want to let us know if you put any money on that?
I did notice Womack's going very, very wide into the gravel, so he probably overshot it. He's now right at the back.
And I'd imagine that was the reason. That was the reason for our yellow flag. Look at that, Herman right on the back of Alex. Is this going to be a move into the first turn? I don't think so. You have to be right up alongside them almost to make a move into there. And we've got a few, I think, with some connection issues.
Martin's pitting, so I reckon he's got a slight bit of damage on that first lap.
Do you want to check it out and see if he takes a nose or anything like that? And that is a real shame because hard tyres as well.
Yes, he does. He's having a new front nose, so it must have been the smallest of nicks.
Well, that might have been. I saw some debris in Tarzan Corner on the opening lap, so you know that might have even been it. Meanwhile, Herman is all on the back of Alex, trying to take the lead, and I think Alex is having a little bit of trouble. And look at that, Herman almost pushing him through the corner. But the leading three, the soft
Virtual
runners.
safety car
Oh, wow.
already.
So what would that be for? Because we have not seen anybody.
I have no idea. I'm just trying to have a look now.
Could be debris, maybe.
Scanning through. Not as I can see. VSC's about, but
looking at the biggest winners losers, we do this often. Get a biggie up to 12th. That's 6 places. Boothby, as you said there, Carl, 5 places. Biggest loser in the top 10, Shadow Cobra. So he slipped from 3rd to 5th behind his teammate. Single track, biggest loser in the opening few laps, obviously taking that pit stop. Drive-through penalty for Fox River 8. Speeding under safety car, so...
Obviously the VSC were just finishing and he probably mistimed it, which is very easy to do.
Very, very easy to do. I did that in Hungary.
We have Scott and Stube in the pits as well.
So that's the Mercedes and the Aston Martin. Got that one right. But Fox River 8, with some adversity to deal with early on. We've not even hit lap 5. And the Aston Martin
in the pits again for another nose change.
So that's 2 nose changes in as many laps.
2 laps, practically 2 laps. Martin has no luck. I'm telling you now, he has very little luck in this series.
He's not having the rub of the green so far this season, is he? Because
no, he's not.
He was running 2nd in Brazil. And then that was it. Had the contact with Herman, and I think Herman has dropped out as well. Herman, something's happened to Herman.
Let me just have a look.
So he was right behind
he's
Alex, and he's dropped.
Now.
Wow.
He's down in 11th.
Up ahead, the Red Bull got ahead of the Alfa Romeo, and Night Shadow has retired from the race. Is that going to be a safety car? Yes, it is. So our first safety car.
First one of the night.
First one of the evening.
You did call it.
We said it was going to be early, and I think it could even be. Look at this. Are we going to go through the bank? Are we going to find Night Shadow? As there he has. So the banking has claimed our first victim. You don't want to be putting ERS on there at all. It just lights up the rears, and around you go. That might have happened to Night Shadow.
This is going to help Martin a lot, because he's literally just been into the pits for a new nose, so this is going to get him back into it. So hopefully
it's not.
Hopefully he gets a bit of good fortune from this forward on.
And I tell you who that hasn't benefited at all is Fox River 8. Of course, he's got that drive-through, and now everybody is going to
serve it under the safety car.
No, he can't. And the field is going to be bunched up. So once and how many laps? He might have 2 flying laps. Either way, it's not the full 3 flying laps. So he will have to come in fairly early.
Actually, he's coming now.
He's coming now, so he's going to get himself onto the soft. Okay, so now he's thinking strategically.
Yeah, he's gone hard.
It's better to do the pit stop under the safety car. You lose less time. Of course, he'll take that drive-through. He'll cycle all the way to the back.
Yeah.
But he could finish the race on these tyres. So he's not out of it either. Although I suspect the win might be just out of reach now.
Anything can happen, though.
Well, look, I mean, there's me saying that, you can't win after you've had a drive-through, and what did I do in Hungary? I won. I'm going to live off that.
You won after a drive-through, you cheeky sausage.
Exactly. I'm going to dine off that for the rest of this season.
Anyway, we're going to be forming up behind the safety car, so it's the first conga of the night.
Hope you bought your dancing shoes. Look at that, Alpine 2 and 3 now. I think they'll be happy with that in the teams.
Aye.
Shadow Cobra more so, he's leading the championship at the minute. Your top 5, Alex, Emiliano, this man here, Shadow Cobra Vans Racing just behind him. Smith 96. And we've I'm not going to repeat it, but we've got some hands off in the stewards already.
Oh dear God!
I think that might be a recurring theme of tier 2, 1, and 3. Is anybody going to come in for a stop?
None of the none of the front runners have.
No, not at all.
I don't think Martin's not caught up to the back of the safety car queue yet.
Not just yet.
He's still.
Oh wow, he's
coming through sector 3.
He's still got some way to go, hasn't he? So he should have this done by the end of the lap. I don't think you've got to stick to the delta though.
No, you don't.
Not
you
the back.
Just it's so long, and then once I think the safety car catches the leader in that, you just literally got to floor it and get to the back of the queue as quickly as possible.
Which he is doing. So we've got a McLaren leading, a McLaren at the back.
That is one of the biggest McLaren sandwiches I've ever seen.
So Alex out in front, Night Shadows left, off one and only retirement, the cause of this safety car. We'll see when it comes in soon.
Just referring to the safety car, I am very gutted that it's only the Mercedes and you don't get the Aston Martin.
Well, hopefully they bring that in as downloadable content.
Yeah, because this is just me. I prefer the Aston. A red Mercedes doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. It's a bit odd.
It's a bit on the nose.
But you can see there the safety car lights have gone out, so we will get underway again imminently.
How late will he leave it, or will he go early?
Well, I mean, there's quite a bit of a gap already. I have no idea why Emiliano is not on the back of him.
No, he's. I think Emiliano's been.
He's left him for dead ever so slightly. We've got someone coming into the pits.
I don't think Emiliano was thinking.
We've got a move going on further back. I think that was Smith 96 and Fox River 8. Look, dicing it out. Fox River 8 up the inside. Smith 96 happened to get out of that
Smith's
one.
Pointing the wrong way.
We've got someone round sector 1. We've got some more people in the pits. We've got Herman in the pits again. Boothby as well. Scott took a stop within all that as well. Look at this. Seb Mail trying to get up the gone ready out. That's not a passing place. He's gone wide, and that is he's gone round as well. He's gone round. Yeah. That Seb Mail, that is very unlucky. Look, he's parked it right on that curb.
I think he was being very impatient there, because, like you say, not particularly an overtaking place.
Not there, and around the outside as well. Very brave man to try that, and it has not worked out for him on this occasion. Luckily, still in the race though. Look at that, second, 1.5 second lead over Emiliano already. Alex has absolutely got pace.
Stamping his authority today. He wants that win today. He wants that redemption from last week.
Absolutely. And look at that fastest lap as well. Have that.
He's absolutely nailing it tonight, so hopefully we don't have any issues for him whatsoever. I think Fox River 8 has just come in for his drive-through.
I'm just looking at him now, and we've got a safety car out. That has worked out a treat for Fox River 8. Who has gone round? I think it might be the Ferrari, because the Ferrari has no front wing. So I can only imagine.
My guess is it's BGR in the Ferrari.
Banking. Mark Hodgson as well with another stop for another nose.
Yeah.
It's all going off.
It's all kicking off.
It's both Mercedes have been in the pits for nose. BGR as well. But I mean, talk about timing. If you're a certain Aston Martin driver, that's the biggest stroke of luck going. Because again, he's taken his penalty now. That's it. He's on the harder tyre. He can go to the end, and the field is bunched up again.
That's 2 now.
So we've got 2 safety cars. Not even a lap 10.
2 safety, a VSC and 2 full safety cars, and we're not even halfway through.
Not even a quarter of the way through.
Welcome to the MRC.
Well, yeah. And actually, I'll tell you
Alex is coming in. Alex is pitting from the lead.
Lovely. Alright, okay, so
Shadow Cobra now takes the
I think Emiliano has taken the pit, gone into the pits as well. He's gone onto a set of hards, whereas Alex has gone on for mediums.
That's going to be interesting. Do you think Alex could make it on the one stop with the mediums, or do you think he'll have to come in again?
I think that'll be a stretch. I think he's hoping for another safety car.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
I mean, Emiliano and Fox River 8, they're set, they're on hards, they can go to the end regardless.
Absolutely, whereas Alex might have potentially boxed himself in with that decision to go for mediums. But, you know, very, very high, well, we've already seen 2 safety cars, so you can never count them out. So, you know, it might well be towards the middle of the race, towards the end of the race, something else happens. You know,
but
so
it is a very, very familiar sight at the front with Shadow Cobra leading queue now. Very familiar sight in Tier 2.
Well, I'll tell you who was benefit from that. Obviously, Smith 96 there is second in the Alfa Romeo, but look at Ghetto Biggie, he's up in third, and
yeah, she has really benefited from these two quick safety cars.
I think something happened. I think we just saw an overtake there under safety car. I don't know whether they were sorting themselves out, but now Grimmo. I
did catch something because Smith's. I keep seeing Smith and Ghetto Biggie swapping places, so.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on there, because Ghetto Biggie's now back into second.
There's a standard glitch, isn't it? It says that you can overtake the other person. But,
yeah, and I heard, I think it was Mark saying last week during our race, even though it tells you that you can overtake the car, don't.
Yeah, absolutely don't, because you will get penalties.
Ignore it. Vans is in the pit, dropping down to the back of the queue. Looks like he's put on a fresh set of hards.
Yeah, one thing I haven't done in a while is chuck our Discord server link. Guys, if you're watching this and you're liking what you see, you want to get involved, I do urge you to join our Discord server. We've got 3 leagues, Tier 1, Tier 2, which you're watching now, Tier 3 on a Wednesday night, so we can accommodate as many drivers as possible.
I mean, even just throwing in there, even if you don't want to if you don't feel like racing with us in the 3 tiers, you can still come and join and chat and get to know everyone that's part of the league.
Absolutely, and obviously we do social sessions as well, so like lobbies and stuff like that. Safety car in this lap. I'd love to stay here and talk forever, but we've got a race to complete. So
as they say in America, boogity boogity boogity, yeah, boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing.
Did they say it just like that, Carl, or is it?
I've got no idea because I got tongue-tied so badly.
Here we go then. Lights are off. Look at that shadow. Look, so this is what I mean. So why is Ghetto Biggie not right on the box of Shadow Cobra? Because look at that.
Because he's already a second in front. It's like people are sleeping.
Ooh, look at that. I think Woo Max is looking to go around the outside of Stube there.
Fox River 8's gone backwards. He's in 14th, and there's damage.
What's happened there? He's falling all the way down.
Fox River 8's missing a nose.
So an incident there for Fox River 8, and now he's got a box.
I just seen like bits of front wing just flying all over the place in turn 1.
So he might have got caught out by somebody. That is very, very unfortunate for Fox River 8.
And he's got a long way to go to get back to the pit.
Very long way to go. And this field is going at full speed.
I'm just watching him, and I'm keeping an eye on him to make sure that he doesn't do anything silly. I know he's at the back of the queue now, but he doesn't really want to be pushing it because, as we were saying during qualifying, you lose so much downforce on the car and you mess your tyres up really bad with the amount of oversteer that it causes.
Exactly that, and this is the thing, because it's such a short lap.
And he was in a very good position as well.
Very good spot.
With that safety car and that coming in for the drive-through just before the safety car came out. And with being on hards, he was literally prone to the end. So bit of bad luck there for him at the safety car restart.
And it's the worst possible time to have an instinct.
He looks to be going on softs. Yes, he's going for the soft tyre.
Going to try and claw some time back.
Ground.
Absolutely. Because of course, well, you've then got the whole lap to do without nose. All these guys are speeding off. They're all bunched together.
I mean, he's about 24, 25 seconds back now.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe 26.
Someone who was that time away from people was single track, and now he's back in the place where he qualified in. So it is possible, but he will need some safety cars. Mercedes swaps place. Alex goes past Wimax, very nearly into the back of Stu, but gets it slowed down just enough. And a bit further back, a little bit past there for Emiliano, looking for the outside, doesn't get it. And I think Stu has come off the exit in the penultimate turn pretty slowly. That's allowed Alex the momentum, and he's going to go for the inside down into turn 1. And Stu is going to stay left. He's not going to fight that one too hard, is he? I think he is. Look, he's trying to keep himself in the mix, but Alex has got the line, got the place up into 7th. We've got another yellow flag. I think that might be BGR.
BGR's lost a few places. There don't seem to be any damage. He probably just lost it at the first couple of corners. So that's what the yellow flag was for.
Alex got on that inside curb of the the sweeping right hander that goes down.
No wonder your eyes literally came out your sockets then.
I literally thought it was going to spin around.
That inside curb.
That curb will absolutely... It's the yeet curb.
It will yeet you off. It will yeet you alive.
It will yeet you off the circuit. We've got another yellow flag. I think someone else come around. That might be Seb Mayo.
That's Seb. I'll just have a quick look.
I think it is, yeah. I think he's gone round
he's
very wide from Smith.
He's spun round and not quite got the spin right, and he's took his wing off, so he's going to have to come into the pits for a new one.
Up front, we've got Emiliano who's retired from the session, and as Connor
that's number 3
got up the inside there.
3.
Wowee, so 3 safety cars now, and luckily Connor got that move done on Smith 96 up the inside of Tarzan. Are we going to be able to catch a bit of Emiliano's car? And I think that is going to be at the bank section again. Let's just
I can't see anything because I've just been following Seb round, and I can't see anything.
I think he's gone already, but of course we were saying Fox River 8 could do with the safety car, and he's got it into the pits again. I think he's going to get back onto the hards. So it goes back onto the hard tyres there.
Small question, Jacob.
Go for
Under
it.
a safety car, how much do you think it takes off the tyres? So how many laps do you think you can extend a stint for under a safety car with the tyres that you're on?
It depends on a number of factors. So number one, it depends obviously the type of tyre that you're running.
Yeah.
So the softer tyre, you would have taken more out of it. And so there will be...
I'm just thinking, and I was just thinking because Shadow Cobra's just pitting, and so is Biggie, so that puts
Connor in the lead
now.
On the hard tyres as well.
Yeah, 9 lap hold, so still rather fresh.
Yeah, so still, exactly that. And the mediums,
drive
they'll go
through
off a little bit later.
Speeding under the safety car.
There we go, so it's all going off at the minute. Connor now leading, Grimo in the Alfa Romeo second, third Lorpe 020 on debut, he is in that Red Bull. Alex is up to fourth. So in terms of extending, if you're on the hards, obviously you'll be able to extend them longer than the mediums, and same, you'll be able to extend the mediums longer than the softs. Then it also obviously depends how much load you put into them before the safety car is pulled. So if you've got, I don't know, like 50% or 40% softs, chances are you'll maybe get a lap out of them if you're lucky.
Lap at best.
Exactly that. But whereas if they're sort of in the middle of a stint, then probably about an extra 3 or 4 laps potentially as well. On this game as well, where there's no fuel modes, you don't need to
You don't need to worry about your fuel levels, really. Well, depending on how you fuel your car up before the race, because I know some people try to underfuel their car for a quicker start and then probably save later on in the race. But I think majority of people nowadays, especially on this game in 21, tend to overfill the car so they don't have to worry about fuel saving.
Well, there is that, but then of course it makes your car heavier. Now
it does. So there's a lot of factors really.
You can,
and I mean, you do save quite, depending on the situation. For tonight, for example, we've had 4 safety cars now, so you're going to be saving quite a bit of fuel.
It would have most definitely
under these safety cars
have paid to maybe slightly underfuel the car, by half a lap or something like that. Because if you
Seb's left session,
if you fuel it up, say a lap over, and then you have safety cars, you're going to have like 2 or 3 laps worth of fuel in your car. It's great, but because you're not going to run out of fuel. But equally, it does make your car heavier and slower relative to the rest at that point. So it's certainly a new element to think about. Whereas on the last game, I filled it up extra for a couple of laps and just ran rich fuel mix the whole time. Whereas this time, obviously you can't do that, but you can underfuel and go faster.
I tended to underfuel mine a bit and start with starting low, but that's because I tend to try and keep out the first lap pandemonium. I tend to keep it in that lower mixed fuel. Yes, I would mean losing positions, but when you're starting at the back like I was majority of the time, I'd rather drop it into the lowest fuel mix and just keep out of the way of everyone and hopefully pick up places from all the havoc that's going off into the first few corners.
Well, I mean, it's certainly worked for you so far this year. So if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, as safety cars coming in this lap, so we're about to go racing again.
And Connor will get the field away. Everyone is on medium or hard tyres except Shadow Cobra, who's on softs.
Yeah, because
can he put some moves together?
Time will tell. This is a better restart because Grimo's right over the back of Connor.
And now Connor's gone, so he timed that really well. Just as soon as Grimo slowed down, he thought, right, I'm going to speed up. And he's got the march and he's kept the lead. Meanwhile, further back, Mark goes up the inside of Boothby, the second Williams, to take 8th position. Alex all over Lorpy in 4th. And Boothby actually got past Mark. I know they're fighting it out in a minute. We'll wait a second for them to come through. Grimo 2nd, Lorpy 3rd, Alex still 4th, Stube 5th. Look at that single track now up to 6th.
Just watching some of the cars towards the back.
I think everyone seemed to get through. Okay, we got a Mercedes. Oh no, that's Mark.
No, not Mark again.
Mark, I saw the Mercedes in the wall there. And is that going to be another safety car at all? It's on the inside wall. I think they've cleared it. There he is. Oh no. So my guess is he's got on the outside curb or has been pushed wide on the outside curb, and it has just spun him round.
No safety car this time.
No, so
good.
Good.
Not enough for a safety car. So
I think it might just be because we've just had one. Well, we've had 3. We're halfway through now.
The best of luck a few minutes ago.
Yeah, halfway through now. Oh, having a little look at Grimo. Bit too far back. That's not going to happen. So as you were for the top 4, Alex getting a little bit out of shape there.
Ghetto Biggie just caught the rear of Fox River 8 going into turn 1 and lost his front wing.
Oh dear.
Outbraked himself and just kissed the back of the Aston Martin.
It's pretty easy to do.
So he's got a long way to go to get back to the pit.
Well, look at that. So Boothby's gone very wide coming over the hill and Womack's followed him through. Womack's just about keeping it on the road. Boothby having to get out of it. He's lost 2 places. Womack's up to. Smith's retired as well, and Boothby's falling back from Scott.
All I see is a
safety car.
Yep, so that's number 5 now.
Number 4.
I don't know what happened, but number 4. Sorry.
No, that's right.
Murray moment.
No. Smith 96
I don't know
is.
What happened, but all I saw was the Alfa Romeo with Smith. Literally at 90, literally straight across the sideways, so I don't know if he's either gone off the outside wall or the inside wall.
He might tell us in the comments fairly soon, but that means we've now lost 5 races. And well, we said there was going to be safety cars, we said there was going to be incidents, and predictions were pretty spot on. Because there was a bit of action in that corner.
We had quite a few safety cars here last season as well, so it's no surprise that we've had this many.
Because basically, I think what triggered that incident there with Smith, because it was on the same sort of lap and it was round about here as where the safety car's going through there. Actually, in fact, it was there. There we are.
It was at this point.
Yeah. So I think it's not blame game or anything like that.
No.
But where you're coming through, you know, all pretty much line astern, Boothby ran a little bit wide on entry into that.
I did hear you
downhill right-hander. Womack's went with him, and then there's a few drivers trying to jostle in position because obviously some have lost momentum. It's concertinaed up, that sort of thing. I think that might have been what's done it. Maybe he's trying to avoid someone, or he's just got a little bit unsighted, lost the car, hit the wall, or maybe somebody else has hit him. I don't know, but very, very unfortunate, because Smith was at one point he was up in 2nd and 3rd place.
I will say this: the safety cars are helping Connor because he's on that hard tyre. So the more frequent the safety cars come, the longer he can stretch out those hard tyres.
Well, everyone has now taken a stop, so that does mean if you want to, you can go towards the end.
Yeah.
Logistically speaking, though, if you're on the mediums, you will have to stop again. Connor,
Shadow Cobra will be definitely stopping again, more than likely.
Yeah, absolutely. Fox River 8, Boothby, Herman, maybe Connor and Fox River 8 could possibly go to the end on these tyres. Boothby and Herman can. Shadow Cobra will have to stop again. He's on those softs.
Just looking at how many laps they've done, I'll probably say that Scott may have to come in again because he's on 16 lap mediums. But what's the predicted lifespan for the mediums?
So the softs, you know, you could probably get a max of about 12. Not, you know, sort of 10 to 12 out of them. I'd imagine
depending
the mediums,
on how smoothly you drive.
Absolutely, of course. I'd imagine the mediums are anywhere between 15, sort of 13 to 16.
So Scott's pretty much on that bubble then, because his are on 16 laps, his medium, so he's probably on that bubble.
And then the hards maybe sort of, I don't know, 18 to 22 possibly. I could be chatting absolute rubbish, and someone could come and correct me in the comments in a second. But that's just my feeling. Safety car in this lap.
That's a discussion for another time.
Well, I've got Zach saying that the mediums will do 25 to 26 laps at 50%. You know, this coming from the guy that can do 25, 26 laps on a set of softs and not lose pace. So here we go. We're about to get going here again. Are we going to get a new winner for Tier 2? All the signs are saying that we will. I wonder if rain is on the way as well. It's gotten a bit darker since the start. Connor goes. Grimo's gone right with him though. That's the best restart anybody else has got. He's too far back. That straight is just too short.
The run to the first corner is just too short to be able to get a good run.
Herman looking up the outside there of single track. Oh, single track's in the wall. Single track is in the wall. And I think he's gotten away with that in terms. Oh no, so he has retired. Single track has retired from the race. And Alex is the sole remaining McLaren. Look at this, Grimo all on the back of him. Got a little bit wide on entry.
He's retired from the session, but his car's still going. But all he's done is lost his nose, so I don't know what's caused him to retire from the session, because he's only seen to be a front nose missing.
Frustration.
More than likely, which
frustration.
I'm not surprised. I reckon we could see
Van's racing a BGR bad moment.
Yeah.
Fox River 8 as well. He's lost it. Excuse me.
Martin in the stewards later. We've
Potentially.
got a VSC.
We've got a virtual safety car now. I'll tell you what Tier 2 is like. Now, for the football ordained among us.
I'm going to throw this out. I'm just going to throw this out quickly.
Go for it.
I watched the final 2 races of the Formula E at the weekend. This is just as chaotic as what happened on Sunday.
I'll agree with that. We've got some guys that have done 4 stops, 3 stops, 2 stops.
Boothby just mistiming it on the green there after the VSC, slightly misjudging it, and he's got a penalty for it.
Ouch.
Easily done.
That is not going to help his last to first claims.
No,
which,
it's not.
Speaking of bets, I was about to say, obviously we have Tier 2 before Tier 1, right? Now, if you follow football, and you're partial to an accumulator every now and then, you'll know that the 12 or 12:30 kickoff ruins it. Don't know why. It's just a thing.
It's just how it goes.
I think this might be the F1 equivalent, or the gaming equivalent of the early kickoff. Stick some bets on it, and then it all just goes to pot.
And then you got the Tier 1, which is pretty much the late.
Well, I'll tell you what. Last week's Tier 1. Did you catch the first one, or did you catch the restart?
I didn't catch. I had it on in the background. I was getting some track time in for Brazil because.
Practice.
Just to try and get comfortable with the. No, not really practice. I was just doing some time lapse.
All right, Carl. You're that good, are you?
I was just trying to get comfortable with that because
no.
Before Monday last week, I had done no laps round Brazil.
Wow.
So as soon as I finished the commentary with you last Monday, I was literally doing laps round Brazil to try and get comfortable, ready for the practice on Tuesday.
Connor came very, very slowly out of that corner. Meanwhile, further back, Alex is trying to get past Lorpe, who does hold him off for now. So it's a proper little battle for first and second, and third and fourth. Oh, look at that, Lorpe very wide. Alex has hit the back of him. Doesn't lose any of his front wing, luckily enough. And would you believe we've still got 13 laps to go?
Hard to believe. And we've had enough action in this race.
Oh, look at that, Alex is right up the inside there. A lot of people trying to break that slipstream, but the overspeed from Alex was just too quick. And the only McLaren left in the race, he's now in the podium positions. Could potentially take these to the end.
And
we will see.
He's really hunting down Grimo and Connor up front, which are dicing away.
They are proper going for it. And out of this corner here, again, not an overtaking place. We saw a few laps ago, Grimmy just about save it, having a moment there, but well, the chase is on.
It is.
I'll tell you what though, don't count Herman out. He's seen him in shot now, but he's on the hard tyres with only 9 laps left. So,
I mean, Stu, he's on 20 lap mediums now, which is
probably on about the limit for those.
Stretch.
Yeah, unless your name is Zach.
Yes.
Then it's 2005 for you basically. You just don't have to change your tyres. Oh, look at that! Connor having a little bit of moment up in the penultimate corner. Lost a little bit of momentum, but that is going to give Grimo the overspeed with the DRS as well.
And he got a time penalty for it as well.
Oh, triple whammy there for Connor as he loses the lead, gets a time penalty, and has to go to second
Grimo
place.
Just swooped round the outside with the DRS.
Got that one done and dusted. But I mean, it wasn't the overtake or the artificial. Oh no! Wow! He was looking like a proper dark horse for that. And look, he's gone up there onto the at the hairpin. My guess is potentially hits that inside curb, and it's just gone round. And then of course there's zero runoff there. Yeah, look at that, zero runoff.
Spun it. No, spun it for a second. But he's still going. He's just lost his nose, but he spun it. He clipped the inside curb.
Oh dear, look, yeah, so he's going to have to come in and box as well. Herman has left the session. Herman's Oh yeah, no, of course, because Herman's retired. There's just so much going on. I don't know.
Grimo now leads with Alex all over his gearbox. But Alex lost a bit of traction out the corner and has dropped back, and now he's got
Lorpy just behind him.
Lorpy all over him.
Oh, here we go. Actually, to be fair, Alex might have the DRS, but Lorpy's trying to get this one done through the banking, and he's going to have this one done by turn 1. Good move there.
And then you've got Stube coming up as well. Stube diving down the inside.
Oh, Alex just about keeping that one. A good bit of contact there, and Stube has just about kept it on the road.
Just saved it. That's the thing, the cars are so sensitive as well compared to previous
last
games.
year.
They seem to be very sensitive, these ones.
I quite like it though. It gives it that. Do you know, so F1 2019 and 2019 you had the front wings, but by 2020 the cars were like properly quick, and it wasn't so much about the car control, it was about making sure you took the perfect line, hit the perfect braking point, turning points.
Playing 2020 and 21, it has definitely taught me to be a lot smoother as single tracks left the session, which is no surprise. He's out.
Of course, yeah. He'll want to tune in and listen to our words of wisdom. Well, after he's thrown a few things around in the stewards' room. After he's thrown a few stewards about.
Grimo's pitted, no surprise.
From the lead, so he will go on to a set soft. Stu follows it in. That promotes Alex up to second. Lorpy into the lead. Alex did get past Lorpy.
Shadow Cobra third now, but he's still 3 seconds back, so he still could be a dark horse maybe.
But I mean, look at Lorpy. He's done 21 laps on those tyres. Can he get another, 8 out of them? I don't know. That's going to be a push. So, same with Alex as well. Shadow Cobra though, but again, so I think all these guys will have to stop again, you know.
So Ghetto Biggie's in a very, very good position, but then again you got Grimo as well, who's on the softs now.
Exactly.
Not far back from Grimo. It's anyone still.
I honestly couldn't tell you who's going to win this one at all, because we've got some drivers that are looking like they could come into pit, but equally they might not do. I mean, the one person that we had on is out. Oh, we got to move for the lead there. Sorry, I'm very, very sorry, Lorpy. Went very, very wide into the quick right-left to say the chicane now into the penultimate corner. Just about holds off Alex, but I think this is only a matter of time. I think his tyres will be going off fairly shortly, and again he chooses to stay out, but Alex is right with him. I don't think he's going to have that move down. Yes, he is. He's going to go for it. Alex dives to the inside. How can he get that slowed down? I think he can, and Alex has got the lead of the race again.
I can just see Alex now just literally driving off into the distance with Lopey's tyre wear being at 22 laps. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with the pace that Alex will have on those 18 lap tyres.
Well, there's only 4 laps in it, so we might see.
I mean, Shadow Cobra's really coming up to the back of these two as well, because he's under a second behind.
But then he's done 12 laps in those tyres. By the time he gets to the end, they'll be at the end of their life as well. So again, I mean, the only person I thought, you know what, actually, if it stayed like this, who could be in a good position? Herman. But unfortunately, Herman is out.
Don't know what happened for him to.
But he's retired from the race, and
if I had to have a guess, who's probably in a possible winning position, I'd have to say possibly Grimo. I know he's 11 seconds back, but with the front 3 on 19 lap mediums, 23 lap mediums and 13 lap softs,
he could close that gap up.
He could close that gap. Plus, you got the time it takes to go through the pits, make the stop, and come out again.
Absolutely. Well, look at this. I mean, so say for example, so you got what, 6 laps including this one that he's on right now?
Yeah.
I know it's an ask, but if he's able to get somewhere in the region of 1.5, nearly 2 seconds a lap quicker, he could close that gap down towards the end of the race. as you say, if the top 3 guys decide to come in and stop, he's won the race.
I've got a funny feeling though, as Shadow Cobra just makes the move for second.
Oh, but he doesn't. He gets on the curb and he's been pushed round.
In the background.
And Lorby, there's nothing that Lorby could do. Boothby, I think, has disconnected from the session. But Shadow Cobra, trying to get that move done, got on the curb. And
that's given Alex so much breathing space now.
He absolutely has, and Lorpy is in the pits, and I assume Shadow Cobra will come round in the pits. There's Grimo, look.
That's put Grimo into second.
And wow.
He's 12 behind Alex though, so...
Well, Alex has got 20 lap mediums. We've seen stranger things happen.
If a safety car happens now, I guarantee you Alex will die for that pit lane.
He would still come out behind, I think. But yeah, no, you're right. The sensible thing to do would be to come in and get off those boots. Stu 344 in that Aston Martin. Look at that, third, just ahead of BGR. I think he's got ahead of BGR somewhere. We've got a yellow flag. Shadow Cobra, our championship leader for Tier 2, has retired.
That will have big ramifications in the championship.
It will do, as well as the teams, because both Alpines won't score any points here tonight.
No, that's no points for Alpines, yeah.
And we're nearly down to 10 finishers again.
Yeah. I mean, what we've got running at the moment, we've got one McLaren, which is leading. We've got an Alfa Romeo. We've got one Mercedes. We've got 2 Ferraris still running, but one's outside the points. We've got 2 Aston Martins that are in the points, so possible double points for Aston Martin. We've got 1 Alpha Tauri still running.
1 Haas.
As we've got a yellow flag, which was Connor, who's dropped down.
He's gone round again, I think. Oh, this is just so unfortunate. Connor was looking so good up top.
You got 1 Red Bull in the points still, so Red Bull will be getting points. And then you got the lone Haas of Vans in 8th, who's had quite a rather quiet race, if I must say, on his majority of the time on his own. He's kept himself quiet, kept himself clean, and he's currently running 8th.
I think that's what you kind of want though in a race like this.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd
rather have a nice quiet race to myself with nothing happening around me, so I can just focus on myself and literally just make sure I keep it clean, tidy, and probably pick a few points up.
Through the misfortune of others. I mean, I'm not even sorry to say that. But that was as we see Fox River 8 going for 4th place on BGR. Gets ahead. BGR's going to have a look up the inside again. He's going to fight it. They touch, and Fox River 8 got a little bit of a love kiss there and push wide. BGR holds on to that one. I'd say that was probably just about on the line, and he's still defending there into the hairpin. Who's going to get the better exit though? I think that might be Fox River 8. No, it's not. It's BGR. He's going to keep that Ferrari ahead of the green Mercedes. Aston Martin, pink Mercedes, whatever.
Ideally, being a fellow Aston Martin driver, I want to see Fox River 8 get past BGR, especially being a fellow Aston Martin
I think he
driver,
might do it, and he's gone very, very wide.
He hasn't, he's gone,
and he's retired! He's retired!
What have I done? I've jinxed it!
Shame on you for putting the commentator's curse on him. Wow.
And he's an Aston Martin driver as well.
He took a bit too much speed trying to overtake. BGR did Fox River 8, and there we go. We have only 1 Aston Martin left in the Grand Prix, and that is Stoob 344. Wow. Connor back in the points.
I'd say 4 laps to go as of now, and Grimo is about just over 11 seconds back.
I've been watching his progress.
Alex. I think Alex is comfortable for the win here.
He wanted, about 1.8 seconds, but I think, as you say, Alex is in control of this.
It's a little too late, and to be honest, after what happened last week, Alex fully deserves this.
Grimo is pushing it though. He's gone very wide. He's gone off at the same place as Fox River 8, but unlike his counterpart, he has managed to get it back on the track. Of course, that is going to put him under pressure from Stu for the next couple of corners, because his tyres are going to be all dirty and horrible. Ew.
Yeah. But just going back to Alex, after what happened last week, he fully deserves to win this after what happened last week.
Well, let's hope he can keep it on the track first. I'm putting a ban on your commentator's curse here tonight, so we'll have none of that until the final 2 laps.
Says the one from last season.
Hey, I had to practice for this year.
Says the one. Says the one.
Leave it out. There we go. Stu 344 all over the back. I think Grimo's just about got that one covered off. He got all the dirt off his tyres, and if he can just keep it together for these final few laps, he will have a second place, and Stu will have a podium.
Loopy's just gone down the inside of Ghetto Biggie for 5th.
Oh, we can see it there, yes. So
I was just watching the delta between the two just shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink, and I thought, yeah, that's DRS is going for it.
He's got 10 laps younger tyres. I think it'll be a stretch to get after BGR, but of course he will try. BGR in a lonely 4th at the minute. Stu 344 still trying to put pressure Grimo into a mistake. Still only 11 runners in this Grand Prix, which
more
is
than last week.
By one end, Grimo goes round. Grimo's gone round. He's got on. I think he hit that inside curve, and he's retired as well.
Oh, no.
He tried to get it going there.
What were we saying about more finishes than last week? Should we both just shut up for the last 2 laps?
Yeah, I was going to say I can't even say it's you that's on a ban. It's got to be me.
That was you this time.
It was me this time. Oh wow! So Grimo, I think he hit that inside curve, because I didn't see him go onto the outside, but he still went round. Just about managed to stop it, but then he tried to get the wheel spin to get pointing the right way again. Unfortunately, just didn't have the room to be able to do that, and that does mean every single driver that will finish here tonight
will get points, just like last week.
Just like last week in Tier 2. So becoming a bit.
Can we just give a shout out from last week? Scott getting a point without even touching the car.
yeah. So yeah, of course, he had some connection issues.
This time he is in the car and he's going to finish 7th. Looking at it.
Well, fingers crossed he'll finish 7th. Judging by our form here tonight.
Just don't win it.
Alex starts his final lap then. Stube inherits that second place.
Yeah, they all seem to be spread out as well, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any position changes unless people get on the inside curve, the outside curve and whatnot.
There you are.
There by Alex.
You calm it down, Alex. You're on the final lap. You've got 12 seconds. You don't need to push. There you go, you can see.
Put your Sunday driver's hat on. Put your Sunday driver hat on.
He's short shifting it now, just taking it easy.
I will say this, he thoroughly deserves this win.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt. Sticks it on pole. Shows that he's not affected by the issues last week. It did look like it was getting away from him, but luckily everything has kind of fallen into place, and then of course he has had the pace.
I'm just having a look. No one's going to get the bonus point for fastest lap because Fox River 8 got it, but he's finishing.
Now retired. And I tell you what, Alex wins round 3 of season 4 here at Zandvoort, and that is a very, very, very well deserved victory indeed. And it's a podium for Stu. He's going to be pretty happy with that. I think that is his first podium of the year, and it's definitely the first podium of the year for BGR, who puts it in the wall over the finish line. Well, that is how you end a Grand Prix. Well done. That's your top 3.
If you're going to go out, if you're going to finish the race, finish it in style.
Absolutely. And Lorpe on debut, a very well earned 4th place. Get a biggie, will come home 5th, considering he started outside of the top 15. Vans is 6th. Scott is 7th.
Connor's lost it at the banking.
Oh yes,
he's in the gravel.
That means Boothby is actually going to get inside the points.
Yeah, he's and Connor's just reversed it and knocked part of his wing off as well.
To be honest, he could afford to retire now and he would still get a point. But
Yeah.
I'm sure
I think he's just going to drag it across the line.
he's going to be pleased to go across the line, and that is
just,
your race. Well,
I'm going to give a little save for driver of the day. I know he probably wasn't in the car when he finished, but I'd probably say Boothby.
he's right up there.
Yeah.
I think
BGR got the game driver of the day.
That's what I'm saying. I think
I would put
difficult.
it between BGR and Boothby but there's quite a few.
There's loads, mate.
Yeah, there is.
There's loads, because I would say Alex was a contention for that as well.
Oh yeah, he drove his own race and benefited from it all.
Yes, he had pole and obviously the race win, but there are a few occasions where he did have to fight for it. Look at that. Yeah, so Stoob 344.16, BGR 19th. I think it has to be between Stoob and BGR for driver of the day. But Boothby, what a fantastic effort!
Yeah, there you go. Fox River
place.
8 don't finish with the fastest lap as well, so no bonus points for the fastest lap.
Let's run you through that order then, as we are going to end up very soon. Alex takes the win, Stoob and BGR will complete that podium. Lorpy in the Red Bull is 4th, Ghetto Biggie 5th, Vans Racing 6th, Scott is 7th, Wimax 8th, 9th Boothby, 10th Connor, and the final point, so double points finish for Williams, well done. Grimo is 11th, Fox River 8th, 12th with that fastest lap, so no bonus points, as Carl said. Shadow Cobra 13th, Herman 14th, Single Track 15th, 16th Smith, 17th Mark, 18th Seb, 19th Emiliano, and 20th Night Shadow. Tier 1 coming up very, very shortly. I tell you what, Carl, I've massively enjoyed those couple of hours with you, mate.
So have I. I have indeed.
Well, we'll see if we can get it a bit more of a permanent fixture. Of course, I think we have a little bit of a queuing system these days, but should be alright. I'll just I'll have a word with the VIP guys.
I've definitely told you that I want to be in it for Monza because that's my specialist track.
No, absolutely not, mate. Cool. Right, Tier 1 coming up very shortly. I'm going to sign off for now. Have myself a very quick and well-earned break. That is it tonight
you
here from
it.
No, you too. That is it for me and Carl here tonight. We will hopefully see you next week. Good night.